Hey, so today we're going to talk about the predictably unpredictable. That's right, and particularly as to how we use the cards. I want to show you how this works, and I'm referring back to some predictions that I sort of made because it is always so uncertain with the green wisdom cards called Sustain Yourself, 101 nature cards. And I'm applying nature to our human endeavors, since we are all nature, and specifically to these baseball games we're playing right now, Major League playoff games, and predicting cards for each of the teams. So, there's a game coming up this afternoon, and I want to talk about the cards I picked for these two teams playing. The the Cincinnati Reds versus the San Francisco Giants. Okay, there's a lot of playoff games here. I'm trying to remember which one's which. So anyway, the for the Reds, the Cincinnati Reds are playing in San Francisco, the Giants, and the card that I picked for the Reds was this from the Sustain Yourself deck, the blank card. Wow, it's kind of like the great whiteout. I mean, sometimes things just go white in nature. Have you ever been out on the desert with a windstorm that comes along? Well, talk about whiteout. So, from a point of view of predicting the behavior or how well the Reds do today, this card, the white card, the blank card, suggests that they could be over the charts. I mean, they could be beyond the beyond. They could be infinite. They could be extraordinarily great. Or they could be nothing. So again, it's kind of like things can go either way. Like life has its ups and its downs. And if you can see, this is my brain hat. Makes me feel smart, I guess, but right brain, left brain, right brain. And so there's two sides to everything. So every card, every phenomenon, every has a flip side to it. So are the Reds going to be over the top? I mean, incredible? Or are they going to be nothing? Okay, so then we look at the Giants. And the Giants card are the flying geese from the Sustain Yourself cards, these nature cards here. And I'm saying to myself, wow, the Giants could really soar today, the soaring that they are. Or again, the flip side, Giants could be for the birds. you know, just like a bunch of pigeons doing their thing out there and not play for the birds. Let's just put it that way here. So you don't really know. It could go either kind of way. And any decent predictor of the future, futurist, tarot reader, seer, sage, psychic even, I think will truthfully and honestly recognize the predictably unpredictable. And the things could go different ways, in ways we haven't even foreseen. The surprise that we have. However, most readers, most people you pay for to be a seer, to tell you what's happening and going to happen, the prediction thing, which I call prediction fiction, quite honestly. Most readers, however, will have a prejudice or a bias or a point of view, because nobody is perfectly neutral. We all see life through our own lens, our own way of seeing the world, and we tend to project. We're all humans, and we project our own values and our own preferences into life, our own life, and into other people's lives in the readings even. And that's the one thing you have to be very, very careful about. So as a reader, I try and present the different alternatives and the possibilities, have the client choose what they do want to see, and then we work on kind of a coaching tarot reading, how to create and manifest the vision that they do want to see. Now, back to what usually happens, however, with readers, is they take off the objectivity hat, seeing both sides, and ooh, now they're really open to everything here. Hair can get in the way, I guess. Anyway, so here I am putting on my my kind of traditional reader's hat, because somebody came to me, let's say, and they want to know what's going to happen in this game. the Giants and the Cincinnati Reds. All right. So I'm putting on my biased point of view hat. I am a San Francisco Bay Area native. So I like the Giants, and I am tilting towards them. Duh. Okay, so I'm going to take these same two cards, and how am I going to read them this time? Okay, well, the Reds, they're nothing. They're nothing. They're not even going to show up. Forget it. Don't bet on them. They're nothing. Look, it's nothing there. Nothing. Okay. Wow. We're taking care of them. So they're losers, obviously, according to the card. And obviously, the Giants are going to be flying high. And they are going to hit the big fly. The big fly is a home run. They're going to hit a lot of balls into the bay here. So it's clear, ladies and gentlemen, that the Giants are obviously the winners over these kind of nothing team called the Cincinnati Reds. And there you have a projective kind of assessment and evaluation of the situation that we all fall into, whether we're making a decision about our own life, because we're always having to look at the future. And a lot of times we just use our intuition, which is actually a projection of what we want to see. We don't really see what is there, but we see what we want to be there. That's the tricky part about this whole deal. So, let me take off my Giants hat here now. I've given you my point of view from my Giant preference point of view. I'm back to my objective reality self of seeing both sides of everything. Let me just give you a little bit more of an example about what I'm talking here. So yesterday, I predictably unpredicted, I guess, these games, these wild card games, using these nature cards. These are wild cards in a sense. It's all green wisdom from the wild, okay? And so it was a game between St. Louis and Atlanta, okay? So the St. Louis card was the moon and the wolf. And the wolf is like, whoa. That's a powerful beast, that is for sure, particularly in a competitive situation. And then for the Braves, the Atlantas, I picked the dogs, which is domestic dogs card. Beautiful dogs, and we love dogs, of course. But in a competitive situation, to me, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not a big fan of dog fights. I think that is an abomination. I've seen cockfights, but I mean, it's terrible. It's okay. We get that. Okay. Anyway. I had to pick the wolf over these little domestic dogs, and that was predictably correct. It did happen that way. Wow, because basically the Braves played like dog. Da 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 bleep. They did play like dog bleep. Trust me. Read about it. It's there. So the cards were absolutely correct. I love it. But going to the other side of the uncertainty factor here, everything is uncertain and nothing. Well, I mean, actually, anything is possible and nothing is certain. I like that as a mantra for how to live our lives. Anything is possible, true, and nothing is certain. That's why we love life, because of the surprise and the uncertainty of it. Of course, a lot of people want perfect control. Well, that's another issue. Anyway, so let's go on to the next game that was played yesterday. It was between the almighty Texas Rangers, who have been in the last couple World Series. I mean, they are a powerful, star-laden stud team. I mean, they are really, really, really good. Okay. And they're playing against this upstart team called the Baltimore Orioles. So nobody gave, who are these guys? I mean, the Orioles have never been in a playoff in years. Nobody can even remember the last time they were in a playoff series. So for the Baltimores, the Orioles, the card that was picked was babies. And I said, well, babies represent a team that is very inexperienced. They're young. They've never been in this kind of playoff situation, the pressure, etc. They're inexperienced. I think they're going to get spanked. And they're going to get spanked by the all-powerful, almighty Rangers, who are the sun card. I mean, it's hard to beat the sun. And so to me, it was obvious. Rangers, Sun, take, beat the little baby Orioles. No doubt about that. Wrong. Wrong. Absolutely the predictably unpredictable. Because what happened? The Orioles won. The babies won. Now, why? How could the babies beat the sun? Really interesting question. Because of their youthful vitality and their youthful folly. I mean, it's kind of like the fool child in the tarot. It's like not even knowing what they're doing. They're not getting the gravity, the pressure of the situation. They're just having fun. They're doing their thing. They don't know, oh my God, this is a big deal kind of a thing. It may never happen again. Oh my God, they're just playing to play, babies. And with that sense of looseness, that sense of grace of being that open child, the magical child in them, they played great. And what did our powerful Texas Rangers son do? They crapped out. Now, how could you get that from the sun card? Well, every phenomenon and every card in life has a flip side to it. So even though we love the sun card, to me, I mean, hey, come on, it's the sun. We're not here without it, okay? But from a watch out, red flag point of view, the flip side of it, the shadow side of the sun, if you will, burn out. Too much, too on for too long, and boom, burn out. I'm tired, I'm a tired, exhausted. And in fact, that's exactly what had happened to Texas. The last 14 games, catch this, of the season, they lost 12 games. They lost 12 games. They were burnt. They were magnificent the whole year by far, and they folded. And on the last day of the regular season, they lose a game to the Oakland, so now they're having to play in this freaking wild card 1-game series with Baltimore. Otherwise, they would have been in a regular kind of 7-game series or something. So they folded there, and then they were so burnt, they burned out against the baby Orioles, and so they lose. So once again, my prediction was wrong. I mean, I looked at, just the babies, forget it. I looked at the sun, oh yeah. But you gotta remember, everything has a flip side. Everything is uncertain. And so if you're going to make any kind of predictions or bet on these kinds of events, even though you can look at the mathematics and the algorithms of who's supposed to win given their statistics, blah, 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 we really don't know. So I would never, ever really predict with my life savings or anything like that on this kind of games, because it is unpredictable. And so don't predict unless you're really, really feeling it. And if you feel it, go ahead and do it. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, because surprise is the nature of life. Unpredictably or predictably unpredictable. You got it? Thanks very much for watching and listening, you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.